Time now for our CBS 21 Political Insiders. They join us every Tuesday. Charlie Giroux on the right, Tony May on the left. And let's start off talking about former Mayor Steven Reed, Mayor of Harrisburg for 30 years. Today, we understand investigators from the Attorney General's office are taking things out of his house, took things out all day long, including some what appeared to be Western-related materials, saddles, wagon wheels, things like that, and boxes that we don't know exactly what's in. The men on scene there, Charlie, not saying anything to the media as to what's up here.
Well, you know it's not going to be a good day if the 60 Minutes sound truck shows up in front of your door one morning, or if law enforcement is barging through with a search warrant in hand. A lot of questions still to be answered about what's really going on down there, but this is looking like we're getting down to the brass tacks of an ongoing investigation into what caused the fiscal mess in Harrisburg left by Steve Reed.
Tony, a lot of people are surmising that this has something to do with the grand jury investigation in Western Pennsylvania into the finances of the city of Harrisburg.
It would seem that it does, because the statute of limitations, as Charlie and I were discussing earlier, is run out if it was just based upon some hearsay, something that occurred more than 7 or 8 or 9 years ago. But there, two weeks ago, as the grand jury, that starts the clock again if something was discussed and there was some evidence or testimony offered.
Well, that goes to the real question of perjury, is what Tony is alluding to, and whether or not there was perjurious testimony either before the grand jury or in front of the state Senate hearing a couple of years ago where the witnesses were actually sworn. That would toll, obviously, the statute of limitations and, as Tony correctly points out, restart it and allow for prosecution if there were untruths told.
But the other part of this is the mayor was an inveterate collector of all kinds of things, so we'd have to figure out what belonged to him and what might not have belonged to him.
And that's the whole point here, because as Rob mentioned, we're seeing some Western-type items. We saw saddles. There was a totem pole. Lara Greenberg's been, on her Twitter's been showing us the different things coming out of these boxes here, at least things that we can see. So the idea here, or at least what we can, a lot of questions, but one question we can ask is, could these possibly be items that were owned by the city, or in his home, shouldn't be in his home? Is that what we're talking about here?
There were always, James, a lot of questions about so-called chain of custody with respect to all of these artifacts and trinkets that the mayor collected using the taxpayers' money over a long course of time. One of the things that toppled his administration, quite bluntly, were questions about that so-called Wild West museum that never came to be, but for which millions of dollars of taxpayer money were spent.
We're going to stay on top of that story throughout the day and the evening and keep you updated on that. But one more thing I wanted to bring up. Yesterday's vote in the House, Representative Seth Grove of Dover Township attached an amendment including Governor Wolf's proposed 12 million plus tax increases, and then put it out to a vote, and it lost 193-0, Charlie.
Well, you should let Tony answer the question first, because he has the best line. He used it in the green room before we came out here. He said,
the governor promised to unite the people of Pennsylvania, and he's done the General Assembly apparently now.
the point being that the point being that the Republicans have been saying all along there aren't any votes for all these tax increases that Tom Wolf wants. The Democrats are now acknowledging that there is a long road to go. The real question is going to be, will Tom Wolf get the message and back off on some of these tax increases he wants to foist upon all of us?
Grove's contention was he's going to put it out there for a vote because no Democrat has come forward yet and put that 12 million plus tax increase on the table.
Well, I mean, I think we are right here. This was a red herring kind of a vote, that Democrats weren't going to cast a vote for something that wasn't going to pass. And there will be votes for a tax increase that both Democrats and Republicans are going to vote for, because we need to increase revenues. The question is how much. Now we know it's not going to be 12 billion.
And it'll be the question
and that does provide a good starting point. And the good starting point, quite bluntly, is what the rest of us knew all along. Hopefully the administration knows it now, and that is that there simply aren't any votes for their plan.
Well, we'll find out if it opens up a dialogue, at least, as the governor mentioned.
Fair to say the angriest we've seen the governor on camera since he was elected and put in office. All right, thank you, Charlie and Tony. You can catch our Political Insiders every Tuesday right here on CBS 21 News at 5:30.
And join us Sunday mornings at 11:30 for CBS 21's Face the State, right after CBS's Face the Nation.